Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at another Imperial Assault ally pack. This is the Alliance Smuggler ally pack. Like I said previously, my buddy Wyatt let me open a bunch of these that he bought for these episodes specifically so we could all see what's in them. And he's got a whole bunch of them, so we got a lot of these to go through. So let's get right in. And as always, thanks to Wyatt for letting me open his toys, because that's half the thrill of getting them. So big thanks for that. But we're going to need scissors, because these are security blisters. So as always, get permission before using scissors from a responsible adult, if you are not one. And I got permission. My dad wrote me a note for all these, so that I didn't have to keep asking him. And since I'm filming this at 2 in the morning, he would have been most upset with me, because he's very grumpy about his beauty sleep. Now, it's a little tricky getting in here and doing this without screwing up the inserts. So I recommend taking a little bit of caution with it. And take your time opening these, because I hate these packagings. That's why I hate shoplifters. If you're a shoplifter, knock it off, because you're making life difficult for the rest of us. And nobody appreciates it. These aren't that expensive. Alright. Let's get our card pack out. And hiding in here's the mini. Fantasy Flight makes some really cool stuff. I'm a big fan of their products. They've always been really good, and they've just gotten better over the years. Very few misses, in my opinion. And the ones that are misses are even not that bad, quite honestly. They're just lower than what they usually put out, but they're still better than most. So let's take the outer covering off. There's our guy. Alright, that's a pretty good sculpt. He just looks a little generic in my opinion, but it's still a nice mini. Nice quality. They really don't cheap too much on these. It would look really cool painted. And since I'm super lazy, I would never paint it, but Wyatt probably will eventually. But I won't. That's what I liked about the Star Wars minis game from Wizards of the Coast. Pre-packaged minis, sure, they were a little easy to break and, you know, didn't hold up that well when you stepped on them, but they were pre-painted, so that made my life easier. But everybody looked the same, so if you had 3 or 4 guys, and they'd all kind of look the same. These are very nicely crafted, very detailed. Real impressed with that, actually. Even nobody like an Alliance Smuggler has a nice detail work. You can see the wrinkles in his jacket, the detailing on the stuff he's wearing. That's actually pretty impressive. This mini isn't quite as nice as some of the others, but he looks a little weird. He's not an attractive man, but I guess if you're an Alliance Smuggler, it's part of your mystique and charm. So let's move him out of the way and look at our cards here. Alright, inside of here are a plastic figure, a rule sheet, 3 deployment cards, 4 command cards, 1 side mission card, 2 skirmish mission cards. So let's look at our skirmish rules here. See what kind of, or side mission rather. Precious cargo. Reserve groups, you're going to need an Imperial officer for this one, and a Tandoshan hunter. Open groups 4, special setup, increase Imperial by twice the threat level, and resolve an optional deployment. Alright, so here's a scenario sheet. It's got the map layout and everything, which is kind of cool. Very nice color quality, paper quality's good. Not as cheap as you would expect. I expected something way flimsier when I first opened one of these. So it's definitely a lot nicer, and I really like that they show you what you're getting in here. It would have been nice if they showed every card, but yeah, that's really nitpicky. But they do show you the contents, so you have an idea of what's supposed to be here if you buy this used, or, you know, the packaging had been tampered with or something like that. So let's look at our cards here and see what kind of cards we've got. So if you ever do buy this used, you will know what pieces you need to have. Or what's supposed to be here, I should say. Alright. So we got 4 little cards. Let's start with those. I think these are the command cards. I'm not sure. I haven't played this game yet, just as a disclosure. But I'm really excited to. Wyatt's got a whole bunch of this stuff, so we're probably going to be playing at some point. Looks really awesome. Smuggled supplies. Smuggler. Use at the start of your activation to recover 2 blast-looking things. Apply +1 lightning bolt to your attack results until the end of the round, or apply 1 circle thing to your defense results until the end of the round. I know that made no sense, but I haven't played the game, so I don't really know what they mean. Heart of Freedom. Any Alliance figure. Use at the start of your activation to discard 1 harmful condition, recover 2 blast things, and gain 2 movement points. Self-defense. Any figure. Use when a hostile figure enters a space adjacent to you, that figure suffers 1 blaster thing. I'm assuming that's damage. Smuggler's Tricks. Smuggler. Tap. Choose a tile or token you are on or adjacent to. Until the start of the next round, your opponent counts as having 1 fewer figure on or adjacent to that tile or token. That one looks pretty good. Alright, let's look at our other cards here. We'll start with the Darth Vader and Luke cards and see what's on those. Uplink. This is the A card, Imperial Command Hub. A figure can retrieve the data link. A space is not considered adjacent to a space containing the data link if the only edge or corner those spaces share is impassable. A figure carrying the data link can interact with the red terminal. If it does, discard the data link, and that figure's player gains 16 VPs. Alright, Delivery System, Imperial Command Hub. This is the B card. If a player controls the red terminal, the wall between the hangar and the desert path does not block movement, line of sight, adjacency, or counting spaces for his figures. A figure can retrieve an energy cell. Each figure can carry only 1 energy cell. And thirdly, each figure on the hangar gains tap if you are adjacent to an impassable space. Discard 1 energy cell for your player to gain 6 VPs. Alright, let's look at this planet card. This is Precious Cargo. Ryloth Outskirts Facility. A rebel tramping freighter, wow, can't read, carrying valuable weaponry and supplies was shot down on Ryloth before it could complete its delivery to a nearby rebel outpost. Intelligence indicates that Imperial squads collected the cargo following the crash. Command needs it to be reclaimed before it is transferred to a more secure facility. Side mission, Precious Cargo, Alliance Smuggler Pack. And now lastly, the Alliance cards. We got 3 of them here. There's Smuggler's Run, 1 point, Alliance, Skirmish Upgrade, Attachment, Smuggler Only, Tap. Deplete this card while you are in your opponent's deployment zone. You gain 5 VPs. Now there's 2 different Alliance Smuggler cards. So we're going to look at the lower one first. 2 points, Alliance Smuggler, obviously Alliance. Zigzag Stun, Zigzag Pierce 1, Zigzag +2 Accuracy. Tap Smuggler's Instincts, perform and interact, then move up to 2 spaces. Slippery. When defending, apply -2 accuracy to the attack results. After an attack targeting you resolves, gain 2 movement points. Health of 3, speed of 4. Defense is a white square. Attack is a blaster pistol, green and yellow. Now, Alliance Smuggler 4 points. Obviously, a smuggler for the Alliance. The upper parts are the same. You got the Zigzag Stun, Only here this time it's Zigzag Focus, then Zigzag Pierce 2, and Zigzag +3 Accuracy. Tap Improved Smuggler Instincts. Perform and interact, then move up to 3 spaces. Slippery. When defending, apply -2 accuracy to the attack results. After an attack targeting you resolves, gain 2 movement points. Health 5, Speed 5. Same defense and attack. So for 2 points more, he gets fairly decently better. But that is the contents of the Alliance Smuggler. I know these episodes are a little short, but I want to get as many of these put together and out as quickly as possible so you can see all the cool stuff that's with them. The side missions actually look pretty cool, so I'm intrigued by these. So that's the Alliance Smuggler Ally Pack for Imperial Assault. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure and come back and check out some more of these that we've got if you're into Imperial Assault. So that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time on What's Inside.